Hello, I'm Danielle Mercurio, astrologist, speaker, and coach to forecast you into the start of April. Last month, March, many of you felt it, the shifts with the eclipses, with the onset of the extra energy, and all of that was happening so that it could get you into alignment with what it is that you really want. We come to these places in our life where we say that we want things to be different, and in order for things to be different, they have to be different. And so March was a month for us where we really started to see changes in our life. We started to see things unfolding in a way that maybe we didn't expect. Perhaps new situations or people came into your life. Perhaps things were taken away from you that you didn't see coming. The thing is when we're in a space in our life where we ask for change, or we want to pursue something greater, or we want to be in a space where we feel more aligned with our passions. Clearly, we are not in that space because something currently is not working. There is something happening in our present that is not allowing us to move forward in the way that we want. And so what March was all about was taking away the obstacles that we may not have realized in order to start to pursue the things that are more aligned for us. And so it may have left you feeling a little bit more drained, a little bit more out of sorts, or it may have left you feeling optimistic about what could happen now that certain situations were removed, or new people were brought into your life, or opportunities that you didn't see coming. They're all starting to line up now for us. And that is because we were allowing ourselves to be in a space where we could say, you know what? I know that things need to be different. I don't know what is wrong here. I don't know why the changes aren't happening. So please, on my behalf, in order for something greater to come in, I need that energetic cleanse. I need that shift. I need that boost in order to pursue what it is that I wish to move into. And of course, that goes for any area of our life. Relationships, health, career, they all have areas or aspects that we're looking for more enhancement or some kind of differentiation in them. And the eclipses in March were a time for that. So that leads us to where we are now, starting with a new moon in Aries. Now this is a super moon, which is really exciting. New moons are always a time of freshness, new beginnings, starting over, clear slate. Now what's great about this one, not only is it a supermoon, which means that its energy, the moon is going to be closer to Earth, so we're going to feel its essence stronger. It also is happening in Aries, which is the first sign of the zodiac. So Aries always kicks off a new astrological year, and this will be the first new moon of the astrological year. So we have a lot of things right now working in our favor when it comes to this new moon. Aries is a fire sign. It is all about taking action, moving forward, head first, being a little bit impulsive, not worrying so much about what everybody else has to think, but going with the ideas that are designated within and taking them outwardly, and actually being surprised why more people wouldn't have thought of it already. Not worrying about what other people would think, but be like, oh my gosh, everyone's going to be so amazed that I came up with this idea, or that I'm moving this forward, or I'm doing this with my life. And it's not meant to be a judgment or I am better than anyone's status quo. We're not talking about that. But what we're talking about is actually taking the initiation, the action to really move forward with your ideas, to not let the feelings of being vulnerable or judge hold us back anymore. We've been through enough to realize that those kind of feelings, those kind of scenarios are not strong enough anymore to hold us back. And if we're feeling those moments, if we're having an intuitive hit of genius, but at the same time having a moment of fear or feeling trapped in which way should I go, just acknowledge it, realize that it will pass, and go right back into your creative source. This is a time to really allow yourself to engage in the realm and the knowing and the notion that everything that you want is possible, and you can move forward with that. The new moon in Aries is starting on Thursday, April 7th at 9:25 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, oftentimes you can do your new moon rituals, for those of you that do them, at the onset of the new moon prior, but in this case, I want you to wait. I want you to wait until at least 7:25 a.m. on April 7th and do it sometime within that realm until Saturday, in the 2 days that follow. The reason being is that this is the first new moon of the astrological year, and I want you to wait, kind of like at midnight on December 31st. You don't celebrate New Year's Day like 2 days prior because you're like, well, it's coming up, I might as well just do it now. No, you wait until the clock strikes midnight, and then you celebrate the upcoming year. And so this is the same thing. I want you to wait until the actual onset of the first new moon of the astrological year, and then do your ritual. So what does a ritual entail? Typically, a new moon ritual is a time to really go within, to get really clear on what it is that you want to start right now. The planetary influences right now, Aries is also going to be not only in the new moon, but it's also going to be our sun sign. It's in Uranus, and it's also in Venus right now. And so that is ruling over the concepts of creativity, love, passion, and change. And so we're in a space right now where we want to move forward with change. We also have Mercury positioned in Taurus right now, and Taurus is a very grounded, rooted sign. So it's going to give us a little bit of logic mixed in with this change, which is great. So the main factors right now are going to be about boosting forward, charging ahead, freaking going for it with reckless abandon, and then from there using a little bit of the Taurus Mercury energy to keep us grounded, to make sure that we stay in our seats and don't fly too high just yet. So that's the big realm of what it is. What's really important when it comes to new moon is to just really believe in yourself. And I really want you to take that seriously. I really want you to start to notice any old stories that may be coming up, any doubts in yourself, noticing your language, what you're saying. Is that really in alignment to what you feel? Is what you're telling other people in alignment to what you wish to see? Or are you downplaying yourself? Are you not letting yourself be the greatness that you feel like you can tap into? So we all have some area in our life where we may feel like we are ready to expand. Or some of us may have started to see opportunities already where there could be expansion. And that's really what I want you to explore during this time. I want you to explore what in your life would feel so expansive, would feel so just completely expansive and magnetic and energizing, and you wouldn't feel the feelings of heaviness or doubt or dread. It would just be light and full of ease. I want you to tap into that area. And for your new moon ritual, take time after meditating or doing something you love to really journal or plot out the things that are coming through to you. And in the coming months, you'll start to see them unfold piece by piece by piece. The energy that is happening cosmically is all in alignment to support you with these endeavors. Now, another thing that I want us to note, so we'll have the new moon happening on April 7th. We'll be with that energy for a couple days. We'll still have the Aries sun, Venus, and Uranus will be hanging out in Aries for a while as well, as will Taurus and Mercury. But Mars will be going retrograde. So we already have Saturn retrograde. For those of you that watched the last forecast, Saturn went retrograde on March 25th. Saturn is the planet of rules and discipline. And you may have found yourself lately in a space where you are contradicting the rules that you have been told. You are starting to redefine and find your own leader within yourself. You are not so much looking at the rules that have been set out in front of you, but starting to put yourself in a place where you're making your own guidelines. You're making your own system within the realm of where you are. And so don't be afraid to challenge the rules a little bit. Don't be afraid to go outside your comfort zone just a bit or expand your boundaries a little bit more than you may have already, because it's really going to help you with everything that's happening right now. So then on April 17th, right before we hit the full moon, we're going to have Mars go retrograde as well. Now, retrograde is a time of reverse motion going within. Mars is typically our planet of moving fast, physicality, action forward. And so having Mars retrograde, it's not so much about go, 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 over exhausting ourselves and burning our energy, but finding a nice, clean momentum that works for you, that is steady. We don't want to get into the spaces of having those impulsive ideas, getting so gung-ho, exerting all of our energy in it for like a week straight, and then being burnt out, and then we don't pursue that idea further. What we would rather do in these cases is to find a happy medium, to find a balance with the new situation that you're working on. Again, it doesn't matter what area of your life, and find a way to have a steady motion with it, explore it, get to know it, and find that place where you both feel like you have a flow, you and whatever, the situation at hand may be. And it's going to be happening in the sign of Sagittarius, which is another fire sign. So having a lot of Aries energy, which is a fire sign, Sagittarius, another fire sign. Fire signs like hanging out with each other, just like you like hanging out with your like-minded friends. Fire signs like joining in on the fun too. So having it in Sagittarius is, again, kind of these ideas of fueling the fire from within and taking the concepts, taking the things that you've always felt deep down like, I want to try that, or I've always wanted to, do something crazy or take a risk or take a chance. It doesn't have to be, I'm quitting my job tomorrow, right? It could be doing some kind of thrill-seeking activity or putting yourself out there in a way that you haven't before. Explore these things. Take a chance on yourself. Get to know yourself a little bit better, and don't be afraid to take bigger, bolder steps in your life. Realize that you are supported during all of this. The cosmic energy is really asking you to step out of your safety zone and recreate the life in the way that you want to. And realize that if you do it in a way that is steady, if you do it in a way that meets yourself where you're at, you'll never go wrong. There's nothing to fail. There's only more movement, more clarity, and more action that you know to take going forward. So that's the big realm of what is happening during this time. Don't let the retrogrades get to your head. Realize that retrogrades are a time for us to rearrange our lives and realign them in a way that feels more true to us. Remember, as I said earlier in the video, if you want things to be different, they have to be different. And so stay in the momentum of change and realize that when you come out on the other side, you'll find that you're more aligned and more amazed than you've ever been before. If you're looking to experience this new moon more fully, I've teamed up with Every Day at Hara, and the information is below, to do a guided new moon meditation ritual. It's audio. You can do it anytime you want after the time that I mentioned on April 7th, and it's about an hour long, and I will take you through a little bit more details around what the new moon entails, how you can best access it. Will really get you into a space where you feel relaxed, and we get to go on a fun little journey to access your most free, expansive self. So if you're interested in participating in the meditation, it's great to do on your own or with a group of friends. Go to everydayathara.com, look under meditations and astrology, and you'll find it there. Of course, you're always welcome to reach out to me for one-on-one readings. Come over to my Facebook group, The Dream Makers, and you can also catch me on Periscope every Monday through Friday. All the details are below. Basically, everything you need will be down there, just like in your own life. When you're caught up here, when you don't know what to do, where to go, just look below, and you'll find your heart, and all the answers you need are inside. I wish you well for this first half of April. I'll be back for the full moon. See you then.